If you didn't think the world was ending, look no further than this channel. I've been gone for a little while. We'll get into that in a second. But while I was gone, I went over the 1,000 subscriber. How did that happen? I have no idea. If that's not the sign of an apocalypse, I don't know what is. But in all seriousness, thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the engagement on this channel. I've been out and about. Some of you know I struggle with addiction, and I was in the throes of it. I was getting sober, doing my thing, and then some things happened. Maybe I'll get into that in another video. But by the grace of God, by a couple miracles, I'm back in recovery. I'm back doing what I was doing before, and I feel better than I felt probably in my entire life. And I just have a short time of sobriety right now. And so it's just, maybe it was meant to happen. Maybe I needed to learn some certain lessons from a relapse, but I don't want to try to risk that again because I almost didn't make it back. I am literally rising from the ashes because I was dead. And what's funny is I thought this channel would be dead, but lo and behold, I look at it one day and someone comments, I just took you over the 1,000 mark. And I'm going, really? People are still watching my videos? So I don't make this channel, I don't make these videos for the views. I do it for engagement with other people. I want to share my opinion because I feel like us and the we behind the world is how we're going to be able to evolve. Is by sharing our opinions and being able to express ourselves. And it's also a creative thing for me where I can just get stuff out of my head and talk, and I like to talk. So it just gets stuff out of me. But the fact that I get some sort of a support or it resonates with people, I would lie if I didn't say it felt good. So I appreciate that. Thank you. But the world is ending, right? Okay, I'm making a joke about it with my channel, but there's riots, there's wars, there's crazy stuff going on. And I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. All I know is from what I've researched in especially this book called The Fourth Turning, I've talked about it before, we're in the crisis stage, all right? There's different cycles and different seasons of life. And this goes for our kind of Western world in the United States, but it goes for the whole world as well. And I don't know what's going to be held, but we're in this crisis point, as they talk about in The Fourth Turning. And who knows how bad it's going to get. I've always said it's going to get worse before it gets better because that's how we learn. And I don't know what the event might be that will bring us together. Is it a World War III type scenario? Looks more and more like that could be it. And what's going to galvanize us together? Well, think about like Trump supporters versus people who aren't, the kind of split that we've had in this country. If Trump leads us into another stupid war, he's going to lose his support. I said it right when this happened. I said, if we get pulled into this war, I will be out in the streets with the no king sign. And I think those people are ridiculous. So if we can get those two sides together, I mean, imagine what we can do. Now, I don't know what's going to end up happening. I have no idea. I don't know if he's going to pull some rabbit out of his hat or something else is going to happen or what have you. But I know that the only way that we're going to actually be able to turn the tide, we're not doing that right now, no matter what you support in regard to Trump and whatever you think is going on in this country and around the world, and maybe we are not getting any better. Things are getting worse, and they're going to continue to get worse until they get better, unless if something happens that galvanizes us together, okay? And that's why I'm passionate about sharing my opinion online, and I think that everyone should be, kind of getting it out there so that we understand each other, as opposed to this cancel culture where we're hiding what we really feel. We need to know what each other really feel like so that we can get that stuff out there and hash it out and figure out a solution, okay? So if we get galvanized together, what are the possibilities, right? I believe that we can change the world with the technology that we have. We can change the world tomorrow. And especially with this new advent of AI and all this stuff that we have. If we use it for good, we can change the world. But right now, everything is still going to our selfish ends, and who knows what next is coming around the pike. So it's kind of getting a little scary out there, but I would say in a positive note, because I really do want to make this positive, celebrating 1,000 subscriptions, is there is a way to, in the chaos, be able to keep going and moving in the right direction. And I had a dream last night where I was at a mall. I was going to eat with some friends, and then I had to leave. And so I'm leaving and I'm going the opposite way in this gigantic mall. And I'm looking at like maps, like how long is it going to take me to get to where I need to go on my phone? And then all of a sudden the floor starts tipping like this, and it's like an earthquake, and I think it's an earthquake, and then the whole building starts to tip like this, okay? And I'm literally sliding down on the floor. I put my hands on it and I'm going down, and I hear people going, that plane just went down, and bombs are going off, and we're in World War III, and it's just going nuts, and the building is getting, we just got bombed, okay? And in that moment, I grab onto the wall, it's the wall, but it's the floor, but it's now a wall, because I'm like this. I'm about to tip over, and I am going to die. I'm that high up. I'm going to die. And I didn't want to die like a coward. I wanted to die strong. I wanted to accept my fate. And in recovery, we say the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I was like, if I'm going to die, I accept it. And I wanted to die in peace. And you can get religious with this about Jesus coming back and being saved and heaven and all these different things. And the main thing I wanted to get across is in the chaos, I was able to find, now it's a dream, right? And who knows how I really react in real life. But what I'm saying is it's possible to, in the chaos, have serenity, to accept what's going on. I can't change. If a bomb goes off, I can't change that. If we get dragged into some war, I can't change that. I can voice my opinion. I can galvanize with other people around me, but I can't do necessarily all the things that I wish I could if I had a magic wand to be able to wave it and change the future of the country and whatnot. And who knows, I don't think that would be a good decision to put me in a position of power, as I've just talked about. I've got my own issues. But I'm saying for us, I'm someone that looks around at the world, and I use that as an excuse to drink and use drugs and to tear my own life down, because I'm like, what's the point? It all sucks. All right, everyone sucks. I hate everyone. Screw you, screw that. I'm a loser. And I can tear it all down. But I can also do the opposite. I can also look at things and go, what am I grateful for? What is good about something in my life? What's something that I could grow from? What's something that I can plant today that's going to grow and flower tomorrow? And I think if we have that mindset as a population, if we actually get out there and start helping each other, being grateful for the little things that we have, we'll be able to start making change from the inside out. So much of what I see is in myself and in the world is we try to make these big, gross, gigantic changes from the outside, right? We try to make some big move, or we try to, get a new president in, and it doesn't make any difference because we're not changing from the inside. It's like what they say about money. It's like, if only I had this money, all right, if I won the lottery, things in my life would be so much better. Well, if you can't manage $10, how are you going to manage 10 million? And people say, well, I'll come across that problem when I get there. But it's so cliche, but it's such a simple thing to think about it. And it really does make sense. You have to be able to deal with what you have right now, where you're at. Be grateful for those things, because whatever if things, let's just say, go and you get more money, all right? You get more opportunity, you get more things. If you don't know how to deal with what you're dealing with right now, if you don't know how to manage that, it's just going to make whatever problem you have now just on a bigger scale. It's just going to make it louder, right? It's like if you're poor and you have a drug problem and you get a bunch of money, that drug problem it's going to be easier for you to have a bigger drug problem if you have a lot of money, okay? It's going to be easier to cause more destruction and affect more people's lives if you have more money. And it's like, it might seem good for a short period of time, but it's going to come crashing down in a much bigger way because your scope is going to be bigger. And so for us, the way that I see change actually happening in the world is the old, again, another cliche. And these things, you have to be wary of cliches, but this one definitely is true. If you want to see the change in the world, you have to change yourself, right? Something along those lines. And I think that's the only way that we're really going to make big change, is if we individually, number one, want something better for ourselves. then want something better for our neighbor, then want something better for our community and our city and our state and our country. And right now, it's like we want to make everything good for everywhere, this big gigantic thing, and we don't want to just focus on the simple things. And that's what I do on this channel, talking about health, talking about, mental health, physical health. Okay, a lot of the stuff that I talk about is fitness because that's what I do and that's how I work in my everyday life. But there's so many different aspects of that, and we can work from inside, just your own self, working and moving outward, and that's how things start to connect. All right, we start to change how other people perceive us, how we can help other people. If I'm better myself, I can go out and I can affect more people in a positive way. If I'm not well, I might affect people in a negative way, or I might bring, the building's burning down and I put freaking gas on top of it. All right. That's how a lot of the problems get worse and worse. Like I did in my dream, I want to die like a man. I want to die in a way that I'm not necessarily proud of, but in a way that is not just, okay, screw it. All right, it's over. All right. It's like, okay, I accept what's going on. Having that strength, having that ability to look things as they are. Hey, this is how it goes. And right now we're in this crazy state. Hey, that's how it goes. What are you doing? What am I doing to stay, on point with your chickens, right? Keep yourself on point by doing the things that you can do and chipping away at them and being grateful for those things. That's what I've been doing. And when I look around the world, instead of me having this doom and gloom, which it's still there, I have a more positive outlook on things because number one, I know that there are turnings and things go up and down and we have problems and we get better. I don't know what the next problem is going to be to make things better, but I know in my own life, I had to go through shit to get better. All right. And we're going to have to go through that as a culture, but it takes individuals for us to really build on top of that. And I think that over the past several years, there's been more talk about that. Jordan Peterson is someone who's he himself has maybe gone off the rails a little bit, but he has a great principle about, making your bed, cleaning your room, getting your stuff done. And I'm living proof of that, just a month ago, it was complete chaos. And I'm standing in front of you today. Like I said, I've never felt better in my life because of the little things. And I'm able to affect and help other people in exponentially higher way. Look at me right now. I'm back on this channel, back engaging. And it's not like I'm changing the world, right? But my little 1,000 person community, hey, I'm back. So just want to kind of fill you guys in where I've been and express some gratitude for YouTube in general, for letting me express my opinions on here and share with all of you the technology behind that, my subscribers that have, I don't know why you're sticking around, but you are sticking around, and all the feedback in the comments and things like that. Whether you love me or hate me, the engagement is, again, a good thing, I think, for the world. So that's where we're at. Again, I appreciate all of you, and thank you for pumping the algorithm. Like I said, with love or hate, it doesn't really matter. Pumps the algorithm because, again, it's all about just getting these ideas out there and sharing with people so that we can possibly, have a better world. So anyways, that's all I got. Until next time, I'll see you then.